But that means by doing it all this way, I maintain the copyright of my own work and I maintain ownership of my own work so that I can just do what I want with that writing. I don't have to worry about like what the publisher thinks and stuff. I can just do what I want, and I don't do this as a full-time living, and I would never be able to probably. So I just tell my stories.
I think that's probably the healthiest way to do it anyway. Like whether not just with that, just with sort of anything that, whether it's YouTube, whether it's writing, whether it's, I don't know, got more Pepsi, whether it's writing blogs or anything else like that. I think any sort of creative endeavor like that is best to treat as purely just a hobby, and maybe at some point, like doing that enough over time, it gets to the point where it's actually viable as a job, viable as a career. But I think that early stage, at least that's the way that I've approached it with YouTube. I've like I do this a lot. I spend a lot of time on it, but I haven't been treating it like a job per se. It's been like, I do this, I work on this stuff, and that's what I do. But I enjoy it, and I think when you start treating it a little bit too seriously, that's when it will start sort of draining the enjoyment you get out of it, if that makes any sense.
What you're saying, I completely agree with, but I would say, especially my writing, I do take it seriously. Like I do, I work as hard. I work as hard as any writer does on their writing, right? But I just want people to read it and enjoy my stories.
But I mean, like, you're not thinking.
Yeah, like, I'm not there for the money. I'm not going.
This is
how
I'm going to pay my paid.
Yeah, like mostly because if I do it with that mindset, I'm going to make a worse book.
Yeah,
like if I go, if I'm going, I want people to buy this one, so I have to pander to, I have to do fan service in this book. That's going to result in a worse story, which then hurts me in the future. So it's not like the only way to approach these things is like, this is what I do. I'm not looking at money. I'm doing this because I love it. Because ultimately, if no one was reading my books, and people are reading them, which is beautiful and brilliant, I love it. And like I said, hundreds of people have bought my book, but I do it for me to read and for my friends to read, and so that I can, like, you know, I did this. It's a good feeling that you don't get from other things.
Well, I do want to make one thing clear. When I say I don't necessarily do it as a job, like purely as a job, that's not me saying that I don't care about the money. If I didn't care about the money, I wouldn't have ads on the videos. Like that, I wouldn't have a Patreon. Like I care about the money, but it's not like the main driving force.
You know what? I don't think you do care about the money, right? Because forget the like what the reality is that I'm doing the work for fun. I may as well allow myself to be paid. That's not the same as doing it for money. Because I write my books and I sell them, and the reason I sell them is because if I give it away for free, people are going to take it and not read it. If they pay for it, they're going to read it, right? As a general rule of thumb. So you can, with writing, I add value by putting a financial barrier there, right? Which sounds mental, but believe me, the research is there. And with your videos, you're doing it anyway. And you're making, I don't like the word product because it's bullshit, right? But you're doing something and you're outputting some work you've done, a work of entertainment or education, depending on the video, right? Why should you not have the facility that if people want to give you money, they can? That's not the same as asking for money. Like if you went, oh, my videos are exclusive to Patreons now, that's being an asshole and that's doing it for money. But to say, if you like my videos and you want to give me money, that's great. Like that's the way we should pay creative people. And that's correct. Like if the people who make superhero movies, when the movie's free, but if you liked it, give us some money, that'd be great. Like a good example of that is I watched a movie recently that I may have acquired from the internet through dubious legal methods. I enjoyed it. And when the movie was over, I pulled out my phone, I loaded up Google Pay, Google Thing it, and I bought the film. I'm not going to watch that because I've just watched it. But I gave them money because they made something I loved. And I was like, I like this so much. I want to give you 20 quid, the £20, whatever it is, for this movie because it's good. And whether or not something has money, has a financial cost associated, does not affect me watching it for free, or any of us. Let's be honest, right? We all can get these things if we really want to. We can get any game we want for free, but we pay for it because we want to get. That. No, okay.
I am you know what I mean? Like, legally obligated to say I've never done this.
Okay, but you're aware of how to do it. You have the skill set required. I'm guessing.
I've certainly heard about the skills.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, functionally, a barrier of payment does nothing because we choose to give money. Like when I buy an indie game off Steam, I can absolutely get that indie game for free. in many places that is no more difficult than Steam, right?
Mhm.
But I like the fact it's easy to get on Steam. I can just go click and it installs. And I like the fact that good example of this is Backpack game I played recently. What's that called? The game with the backpack. You get the mouse with the backpack. Backpack Hero. There you go. Good game, Backpack Hero. Backpack Hero is really good. It's a good game,
No, I've
right?
not heard
It's
of
like
it.
£13.
I'm
Like
not.
Backpack is good. You should look it
Yeah.
up. £13, right? It was highly recommended by a friend of mine that played it in alpha, right? So I gave them £13. I absolutely could have gone and got that for free,
Mhm.
right? The pay barrier didn't do anything. We all try and reward things we like. We go, here's some money, make more of that. And that's the same with YouTube and with writing and with art. I like a thing, here's some money, make some more. That's how we should do it. And that's why Patreon's a great idea. Why they take a massive cut is another conversation. But the idea of going, I made YouTube videos. If you like them, give me some money if you want. Or if not, just share them, I guess. That's not you doing it with money in mind, and that's not you expecting to get paid. That's just how things are supposed to work. But we've got confused by Disney mostly.
I think it just depends on how you want to frame it. No, I totally understand where you're coming from with that. I don't know. Maybe I think more about it, but I'm not now. Hearing what you've said now, I'm not too sure the way I would frame it.